Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 25, Week 1, Day 1. So of course, we just ended up getting the new campaign coming in today. With it we have the Enrage gem mechanic as well as that Falling from Sky. We have our new set of campaign tasks, second time that this is ever rotated around, though of course is the standard now for every campaign. Pretty similar to the other set of tasks. I believe the only one that is any different at all is the Kill Orc one, instead of whatever it was last time. I think it was like Damon or something. But of course, easiest location to go kill Orc is Groshnok, as is pretty much all Orc. So that's pretty much the game plan if you need to get any kills there. Though this does take place over 10 weeks, so you will pretty much naturally get all of them without doing anything. Or, you know, not without doing anything, but over 10 weeks, you're most likely, even if you just do dailies, to get pretty much all of these done, if not all these done. The Orc one is the only one you might need to go a little bit out of your way for. And yeah, quite a bit of good loot. You get 3 red deed books, you get all 3 the set of orbs, and a few other knick-knack loot throughout. As far as the campaign pass itself, weapons pretty underwhelming. Actually, I think during the video I'd even mention it was so bad. Where is it? I think it's right here. It just deals some splash damage to an enemy boosted by enraged gems at a ratio that is way too low, and then explodes 3 enraged gems. It just doesn't do enough to be viable. This has some kind of insane perk for its extra stuff, but I highly doubt whatever those perks are, unless this auto extra turn is probably not strong enough to really justify ever using it. However, the Mythic's actually not bad. They've been starting to do this ever since they've been doing Shiny Mythics. This is now the second Shiny Mythic in the game. And as far as what it does, deals a bunch of heavy splash damage, so 75% to adjacents, to an enemy and a random enemy. You get to choose the first one. And then boosted by Enrage allies and enemies at an actually decent ratio. And then creates 5 Enrage gems, which if this gets increased by its shininess, that should actually be a pretty decent amount if it goes to like 8 or something similar. It also has a really decent trait setup, having both Impervious and Enrage Barrier, which helps skull spam teams quite a bit because you get the Enrage you need to go do extra damage, as well as Barrier to not die. So really good for Enrage teams, as well as a good Rage first slot himself, given that he has immune to a Tangle, Freeze, stuff like that. Doesn't have any natural skull amplification though, other than the fact that of course he has Enrage, but beyond that he doesn't have like a 2 times damage or triple damage or anything. But otherwise he is pretty good against it. Also, hello everyone! Also, we will be handing out one of the old pirate pets. We do have one of them. Of course, we'll be getting the in-game one on Wednesday, but I do have a code to go hand out one of the old ones. I do not remember which one it is, but we'll find out when we go hand it out. Because I have to copy-paste for the code, but I have nothing next to it that says what pet it is. So I have not the slightest clue, other than it's almost guaranteed one of the old Talk Like a Pirate Day pets, which we're getting the 2025 one this Wednesday. So don't forget to go pick that up in-game, but we'll be handing out one of the old ones in a little bit here. But anyways, hello Define, hello Cookie, hello Yeah, hello Stacy, hello Isabel, hello Cookie, hello Renaus, welcome, 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 welcome. Anyways, let's start getting into some of the grinds. Oh yeah, we also finally got the announcement for when the Halloween thing is, even though we don't have the calendar for next month. It is in 34 days, so 5 Mondays from now we'll be at the event, and we'll get that new trip, a pet to go with it, and of course the old Halloween armor, as well as a power orb for very cheap. Even looks like a power orb. What else? What else? Anything else to mention? I think that's pretty much everything. Oh yeah, what was Underspire this week? Are we bothering with Underspire? Isn't this an Underspire skip week? Yeah. Oh no, Shiny Baphomet's kind of nice. Mana accumulation? I don't know. We have double power purple. It's not awful. We just need a really good starting board. I don't know, we'll see. We don't have Vault Event this weekend, so yeah, maybe I will go for basic amount. I don't know, we'll see. Because it might be a bit busy this weekend, so I might just go for basic battles. So, yeah, I think we'll just do the basic battles. It's definitely a perfectly fine week to go for mid-battle. Going high-end is a little bit sketchy, though. Well, Shiny Baphomet should be fine. Oh, yeah, I already did these earlier. Oh, yeah, don't forget to grab this. This is 100 gems. In total, it's like, what, 115 here? Yeah, 115. So definitely don't forget to go get those. Also, hello, Jets! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyways, I guess we'll start with Invasion, then. Go clear our Invasion, then we'll probably go hand out the pet. Okay, so, Invasion team. We end up just going down the route of double, you know what I need to really start showing for the Monday video? I never end up showing this, so I always end up switching it when we do the stream right now. I didn't end up showing the quick kill team that you use before you get to 4 towers. Because of course, these teams that we have here, like this low rarity team and this higher rarity team, these are both assuming you're up against a 4 tower battle. However, prior to the 4 battle, you do tend to run a little bit of a quick kill team, in the sense that these are kind of slow before you actually reach 4 towers. So let's see what we have in that regard. Element Grim spam would be kind of fun. Elder Dragon spam. Oh, Void Dragon. Oh, that's a really good one. We have the True Damage one as well. That could also be fine. We have Web Spinner. Hey, they don't have immune to poison for the earlier fights. We could do it. That'd be kind of funny. I don't think we're going down the Web Spinner route, though. But we could. Honestly, I'm considering double Void Dragon. Do I have a second? I do not. Really? I only have one at the moment. In all fairness, you're generally not ever going to need more than one. But this is a situation where I actually wouldn't mind having more than one. I don't have a burn. I was going to put Element Grim to offset its damage. Do we have anything else? What, you could just create purple, right? Does anything here create purple, like at all? I don't care how much. I just need like any amount of purple gem creation. Mother of Darkness. Don't you create purple? If an enemy dies, create 12 purple gems. Good job. You're now our offset damage. Alright, and then we'll run the... Honestly, I'm still running Lead Wand of Stars. Oh, do we not have a good Empower for it, though? What do we have for Empower? I'd have to feed Empower purple. Is that better than Mother of Darkness? Because we have to use this. You know what? I'm just going to feed it purple immediately. Just give it, like, Lammer Stew or something. I don't think we need anything else. Just feed it Lammer Stew, go Archmagus. I don't think anything here is really going to have Submerge. And if they do, I guess we could just use the thing. Just go 5 purple. And just do, like, purple, brown, purple, blue. Yeah, purple, blue, minus yellow. Perfect. Alright, let's roll this. And just go, like, all in on purple then and just go quick kill with Void Dragon for the earlier fights. We still have to use this because we need the double points for tower kills. I said, hello, Chris Purpose. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Stacy. Which Guild War color keep you guys to choose this time? I think we're still going down the green route. But I'm going to be covering a video tomorrow for Red Defend. Which reminds me, I need to double check what Red Defend is, as well as probably take a screenshot of it now, just so I have a thumbnail thingy. I'm pretty sure we're still just keeping with green, though, just for simplicity's sake. But the video tomorrow will probably be covering for red. Since it's Red Guild War week, it just kind of makes sense to cover a red layout. Because, of course, regardless of what you're defending with, you're offensing with red. Which means we got access to double Tesla! Good old double Tesla teams. What's kind of funny is, Tesla's actually gotten buffed since Guild War. Or wait, or was it around that time? I forget when she ended up getting her buff. But at one point, Tesla ended up getting a better boost ratio when they did the mech rework. Why did they buff her? I don't know. And why they didn't give her any magic boost ratio, I also don't know. But they randomly, during the mech rework, that made the already strong Tesla even stronger. And I can't remember if that was during the old Guild War system or after. Because I don't recall ever really running her that much. Which makes me think she got buffed afterwards? Like, she was always good for it. I guess just the fact that she ended her turn made her a little bit less viable or something. But she's very viable for Guild Wars. Especially if you don't have, like, any of the mythics to really use. And of course, the main budget option is just Angry Mob spam into whatever you can scrap together. Gimlet plus Angry Mob combo is really strong. Both for immediate mana and for survivability. Hello, Chad! Welcome, welcome. All been well. New Dragonite Dragons were just leaked. No real details other than Kingdoms. Probably for 20... Oh, yeah, it's definitely not going to be this year. We had Flower Dragons as early as, like, a half a year beforehand. But nice, the spoiler thread actually has the next set of dragons. What type are they? Like, what kind of element thing are they? Because the first one was gems. The second one were cosmic. The third ones were, of course, flower. But I haven't looked up anything with them. I'm not even sure if I want to peek at them yet. Or actually, do we even have any details on them yet? Because the main reason I mentioned that is whatever details we do have might change. But things like troop art and names of them and stuff like that don't generally get changed. So if we know what the theme is, like, that's not obviously not going to get changed with them. Whatever their ability does might, or their traits might, before they actually get released. They are evil dragons? Maybe Damon? Oh, interesting. I wonder if they would actually take on a Damon typing if that is the case. Damons have a lot in their category. They don't have 50% mana start though, do they? Like Divines end up, because there were so many good Divines at the time, they actually had to nerf 50% Divines down to 40%. I feel like in the current state of the game, they could easily bring it back to 50% though. But I'm curious what would ever happen if Damon's got a percent start. Because they're in a similar category to Divine in that there's just so many of them. Not that many of them are really that meta at the moment, mostly because of the lack of mana start. But also, they just kind of gotten power crept out of the game. Like 4 times Damon teams. Speaking of which, we're actually running a 4 times Damon team as the restriction for this current event week. Like, obviously, there's still really good Damons. Also, speaking of Damon Dragon, their spawn actually is a Damon Dragon, the Void Dragon. I almost forgot about that, obviously, because it's Damon category right now. But, yeah, it is Damon Dragon. So if the next set are kind of that category, that'd be interesting to see what they do with it. Because this dragon's actually really good. It's basically like the Grim line, except it guaranteed does its gem spawn. But it has no condition for its gem spawn, but the gem spawn is random. Most troops that are like this does 9 to 13 based on a boost ratio. That increases by 1 per condition. But this one has no condition, but does it randomly between 1 to numbers. So sometimes it rolls well, sometimes it rolls badly. But you don't have to worry about any kind of condition on your team, like how Grim needs burn, or how that one dragon needs curse, and stuff like that. So you can't guarantee that it's going to get the max roll, but you don't need to go out of your way to put any other troop on your team to make it work. So this team is just, you know, we're just feeding it mana and just having this because we have to. Like, we don't need to have, like, a burn troop or a blast troop or any of the other ones to make it function. Like the other dragons of the category. Hello, Divorce. Welcome, welcome. Is behind you why the devs of this game don't hire us as a consultant? I would love to help them with new troops and stuff like that. There's a lot of concepts they haven't touched on yet. Like, obviously they can't make every troop the most viable thing ever. But they definitely got to try a little bit harder here and there. Because nothing feels worse when there's like a new mythic and it's just completely dead content upon arrival. Like under literally zero circumstance would you ever run it. Yet you still need to get it for completionist's sake because you need it. It's just easier to get during that time. But you don't actually get a new troop to use because it's just dead content the second it arrives. You want a skeleton series of dragon? Oh no. Bone Dragon flashbacks. Do any of you guys remember pre-nerf Bone Dragon? That was like ages ago. Those were some funny times in the game. It was probably the strongest Skull meta has ever been in the history of the game. These days, Skull's meta has been pretty dead. I'm curious if the new mechanic that they're going to be adding, likely 9.0, is going to change it up much. If they even add it in 9.0. But, yeah, Skull meta has been dead for a very long time. The main thing that has contributed to it is honestly the Celestial Dragonite dragons. Like Diamantina had a pretty solid amount of damage. And then obviously when Stellarix and Flower Dragon came into the game, like everything became cast damage. Not to mention some things that just scale well, just keep scaling even better under spells. Like Tesla keeps getting increasingly stronger by the day. As stats get higher, she scales with it. Whereas a lot of other troops don't really scale in the same way. Especially since you get a lot more armor naturally compared to magic. She ends up scaling better off of it compared to magic boost ratio troops. Which still scale well, obviously, with extra magic, but there's just more armor in the game to scale off of. From kingdom upgrades, everything else. And then there's also, of course, a bunch of troops that don't scale at all, which kind of get left in the dust. Because a lot of them are made to scale to, you know, when they come out. But in, like, you know, 5 years, 10 years later, that's starts to look pretty bad. Because there's some troops that used to be meta back in the day, like 9, 10 years ago, that have literally not been changed at all. that are just like the deadest of dead content that you wouldn't use in any context. Yeah, like 9 or 10 years ago would have been the strongest troops in the game. I'm still really curious to see what they're going to do with 9.0 though. The thing that they talked about last year, but they said that they were likely going to do sometime this year, that still hasn't happened. It seems like it's going to be their main way to try to counter infinite extra turn spam, as well as to try to make skulls viable and some other like niche strategies viable again. And after that, we kind of can see where the balance of the game is. After whatever on earth they're planning for that. I just hope they don't paywall it like crazy. Obviously, it'll probably have some pay options to make it expedite the feature. But I really hope whatever it is infinitely grindable and not like arbitrarily time gated. Yeah, more interesting extra turn effects would be nice. There's still a lot of things they could do with it. Some of them seem to have some coding issues, though. Because there's been some traits that we've had on Legends and Mythics that they actually had to, like, run back on. Because they weren't really functioning correctly or something. I think one of the more noteworthy ones in recent time was, I believe it was Extra Turn Reflect. But they ended up removing it from the Legend that ended up having it. It was a Legend that actually would have been, like, somewhat okay, because what Extra Turn Reflect would have actually been, like, somewhat unique and useful. But they end up having to revert it due to some coding issue with it. And now the Troopers is completely dead content because what they replaced it with is super bad. I can't remember what its trait is now, but it's like a 35% chance to reflect itself or something. Something like absurdly bad. Oh, so speaking of things that got nerfed right before its release as well, that one mythic we got this month was originally going to have Silence Curse, but then got nerfed into whatever on earth forgettable ability it has now. So much so I actually completely forget, even though it just came out like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But it was originally going to have Curse Silence at 100% chance per extra turn, which obviously is ridiculously broken. But they kind of nerfed it into the ground before it came out. Wrong click. Oh, so once we finish our invasion here, we'll go hand out the special old Pirate Day pet code. So in like 2 to 4 more battles here. Whenever that number says 0. Alright, 4 more battles. Unless we get 6. Yeah, I need to start showing this team for the Monday videos. We always do it for the Monday night stream, but I always forget to ever mention them in Monday videos. Like the quick kill team that you run before you run the real team in modes like this. Obviously, once we get to 4 towers, we'd be running the other 2. But prior to 4 towers, you tend to run a quick kill team. Just because these battles are so weak. I keep forgetting I have this Empower. I've barely used it at all. We had a yellow, purple Empower every single time. And I think I've clicked it like twice. I keep forgetting it's there. Alright, final battle unless we get a Valhawk here. Then we'll go hand out the pirate code. Yeah, I'm not sure what pirate pet code is in it, but it's one of the old ones. So hopefully it's one that people are missing. But I have no clue which one it is. Alright, there we go. Invasion completed. Well, as far as we can complete it today. Alright, let's go hand out the special code. I have no clue how many claims this thing has. Hopefully a decent amount, but we're about to find out. There you guys go. Go, go, go. Actually, we'll double paste it just in case. Make it more obvious in chat. But here you guys go. There's the redeem code right above us, right there. Boom. Boom. Gosh, it's hard to point at. Because it's like reflected the other direction. But yeah, right over there. Alright, let's see. Let's go grab all of our gems from Invasion. And I guess we'll clear out other dailies at the moment. And then we'll double back to go and mess with some of the campaign objectives. But we'll go farm a bunch of orc battles. Because I don't have a single orc kill yet. It is a typing that doesn't get used too much. And then we can just kind of grind Groshnock a little bit. Alright, let's go to clear our dungeon first. Come on, top 3. Oh, ice trap immediately. Oh, come on, double trap immediately. Oh, it's actually bottom 3 instead of top 3. Interesting. Let's kill out with Flower Dragon quick kill, of course. Next 2 monthly mythics are looking like good ones. Especially November's Voidjaw. Hopefully nothing gets nerfed. Oh, they will. Don't worry, they'll nerf everything fun from the game. I feel like sometimes they're so cautious not to add too much power creep. And in other times they just add the most broken things in existence. With like no regard to it at all. Oh, so I'm still really surprised Flower Dragon's allowed to be used in PvP. Because Stellaryx and a Wand of Stars defensively are not allowed to be used. Offensively, you still can. Like for this upcoming Guild War. But defensively, you can't. And I'm surprised Flower Dragon hasn't been changed like that defensively. Because you can still run it in every final layout for PvP or for Guild War Defend. Like almost every single one ends up running Maelstrom Dagannoth and or Flower Dragon. It's just really, really, really strong. At least Maelstrom Dagannoth, you can just one-shot with a boss slaying troop. You can't do that with the dragon. Because it's not a boss, even though it's in the category of boss in a sense. But how strong it is. But it's not actually categorized as a boss, so you can't just one-shot it with a 5 times damage troop. Alright, let's go do PvP real quick. Let me get spell reduction and magic. Hey, have we even seen the new Enraged gem yet this stream? I don't think we have. I did it this morning just to make sure it was falling from sky. But it feels like its drop rate is really low for some reason. Even though it's not that powerful of a gem. It felt like it took me like 20-30 board clears before I end up seeing even one Enraged gem. I'm surprised they made it that rare. Like, Enraged gem's not that strong. Like, it's not bad, but, like, relative to how little it's dropping from the sky, it's kind of surprising. And of course it does exactly what you think it would do. It's actually existed for a little while. We just haven't really had any troops that can create them. But it's a red gem that enrages a random ally when taken. Up there it is. Enraged gem. They do exist. Yeah, it's nothing too special. Just an extra red gem. And they, hey, actually enraged the right troop for once though. Because of course first slot is normally the one you would want to see enrage on. As unless you have an enrage boost ratio on your team, it is the only slot that really benefits from it unless something else on your team dies. Alright, let's go get our magic, and then we'll go and clear up PvP dailies real quick. And then the rest of that time, we'll probably just grind a new campaign. Probably do orcs specifically. Because I have a feeling we're not going to kill that many orcs over the next 10 weeks, so I might as well target at some today. Because everything else is going to get done naturally without us even trying. Whereas Orcs is one of the only few where you could technically go 10 weeks and not kill how many Orcs you probably need to kill for that. So if we go out of our way today to go get some kills for it, we'll probably be fine for the rest of the season. What's new in the campaign? Well, it pretty much follows the same campaign format that we've been getting in a new system, where we now get one of every single one of the orbs on the free side. You get all those objectives to go get a bunch of loot. You get like the 3 deed books on the free side now. But you already had that before. And it's mostly just the objective system. Then the fact that if you do the paid pass side, you get the shiny now as well. You get shiny level 2 from standard paid side for the new mythic. And the new mythics are actually good now, unlike the previous system. But there's that, the shininess to level 2 or 3 if you buy the extreme pass. And then all these little objective thingies, which gives more loot than what you would have on the free side beforehand. Because not only are you getting all the campaign pass free sides, but you're also getting everything under here. Though, of course, you have to actually do these, though. But, yeah, it's not bad. One of every single glory orb, 3 deed books, handful of keys, and a few other knick-knack loot. With the orc one being the one you probably have to go out of your way the most for. While the rest of these are going to get done pretty naturally by doing anything over the next 10 weeks. Dailies alone would probably be more than enough. Alright, what are we doing now? We were doing PvP. Oh yeah, I didn't actually finish PvP. I just got the buffs and then left. Let me go get the rest of the buffs and then clear this out, and then we'll go do the orc grind real quick. I want to get at least 1 category, maybe even double. Because it should be pretty quick to go get. It doesn't take that long to go win a battle there. Might even do it on Explore 12 just so we can grind a little. But this location's really annoying. I don't think anything has spell reduction or anything weird there, though. It should be fine just to run, like a Stellaryx or Flower Dragon quick kill on it. And of course, if you want to double dip it for stars, you got to do it at least difficulty 4. So you can get it for your weekly stars and for the orc kills. But for orc kills, you can do it on level 1 if you wanted to, and just do it on like a Dust Devil quick kill for 25 damage. I'm pretty sure 25 damage one-shots it. 20 damage definitely doesn't, but 25 should. Because the place is pretty low on durability. As orcs tend to have pretty high attack, and anything with a high attack tends to have lower HP and armor. But yeah, hello Minnie! Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's go get our mana there. Get all of our other things we need. Grab that. Oh yeah, they do get armor when hit though. That's kind of annoying. I forgot about that. Well, they're not traded at Explore Difficulty 1 though. Or they have like a limited amount of their traits. At higher difficulty that would matter, but at really low, I don't believe they end up getting their traits, like on Explore 1 level. Hello, Gerudo. After this magic, the only 2 things we gotta go do is some central winds, and then, what you call it? Whatever the current objective thingy is. So how are we almost losing this battle? Oh, because this is a really high stat one for the extra magic. Alright, there we go. I thought that was a normal PvP battle for a second. We gotta do Fae, and we gotta do, I guess, 5 battles for the Valhawk, or technically 3. Alright, Fae. What do we need for Fae? Obviously, we want to go, the Immortal. Probably go Leprechaun. Miss Mother is Fae, right? Yes, okay, we're good to go then, and just run Star. Alright, we got our team. Easy. And just run Wanda Stars, of course. Alright, just for the fun of it, what are the Fae hero classes? Frost Mage? Is this Frost Mage angle? I don't think we need Dispel. We actually can get away with it. It's actually fine. And just go blue-green banner then. And just minus something we don't really use that much. Alright, there we go. Boom. I don't think we change anything else. Should be good to go. Alright, let's go run it. Just double checking. Yeah, we should be fine. So we just cast Leprechaun, cast Wand of Stars, cast the Immortal Glacier, and that should just be win. So we do that, boom. We do this, boom. And then just clicker, and that should be dead. The only thing that's going to be a little bit annoying is the immune to Fairy Fire. But hopefully most teams won't have immune to Fairy Fire. We could curse them, but it's not worth going out of our way to spend a turn cursing them. Like, we could do it right now, for example, but if we miss, it's really bad. We also might not get enough mana accumulation. But it is an option. Do the curse so we can fairy fire all of them. Well, other than the immortal. Hello, Rob! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. You're excited for this Guild War? Yeah, honestly, this is going to be the most fun Guild War we've had since the new format. Because it's actually a realistic category that has a lot of different gameplay options. Like, you could literally run a different battle for all 20 of your battles. Like, a completely different team for all 20 battles. Whereas, one issue that Guild Wars has had lately is it's felt a little samey. Because a lot of days there just isn't that much you can use, even if you own literally everything in the category. There just aren't too many strategies you were able to use for a lot of the other Guild Wars. Whereas since now this is red on 4 different days, you could easily run a different team every day, or even every battle if you really wanted to. As it has a lot more flexibility than any Guild War we've had up to this point in the new format. As it's basically just old red Guild War format, except you're up against weaker teams. The only team that's really strong is the Palace Battle. But otherwise, every team that you're facing is weaker than the previous Guild War system. And we've had a lot of new options to use in red over the last 2 to 3 years. We have Explode at start of battle with that boom guy. We have Tesla getting buffed. We have both Flower Dragon and Stellarix and Wanda Stars. All 3 of which... Actually, I think Wanda Stars existed at the time. I don't think the other 2 did, though. The 2 really good dragons didn't. I think Diamantina did, but obviously Diamantina wasn't that great for Guild Wars. But Stellarix and Flower Dragon definitely are. If they went back to color-based Guild Wars, do you think it would be better and more viable? Well, it's definitely more viable. If it would be better is questionable. I do like the new restriction system. I just wish it was slightly less restrictive offensively. Like, it almost needs, like, a double category. Like, what's that one event that gets double category? Isn't it Journey or something? Like, we need, like, a double category Guild War. Where it's, like, Damon and, oh no, like, Elf or something. When to be able to use one is kind of, pretty restrictive. When it's, like, only Broken Spire, or only Centaurs, or only whatever else. Is at least very little flexibility to what you can end up running. Whereas obviously an entire color leaves a billion options. Almost too many options. As far as what you can end up running for it. As you have access to literally any red, anything in the game. Both weapons and troop-wise. From any kingdom. Alright, campaign task. Another one done. Nice. But yeah, we need to go focus those orcs at some point. But let me go get my 3 Valhawks. I think there's only PvP daily we haven't done. I did all the battles, right? Just want to double check here. Yep, we're good to go. Alright, the only thing we haven't done is Central Spire for like 3 battles real quick. So we'll grab those and then we'll go farm the orcs real quick. I want to get at least one category completely finished. Because I have a feeling we're not going to naturally see that many orcs over the next 10 weeks. So if there's any one of those that we should be focusing, it is that one. It was actually the one that was the hardest to do last time as well. I think it was Damon last time. Luckily, there's a lot more Damons that you naturally kill. There's not too many orcs that normally come up. There's not that many orcs are particularly meta. And they've pretty notoriously had some of the worst mythics in the game for that category. We've gotten some better ones over the times. Like that one that creates 2 Doom Skulls every single turn and stuff like that. As well as the new guy that we're getting from the campaign, which is kind of nice. Though obviously he's not out yet. But otherwise, a lot of orcs are pretty underwhelming. They even have 50% mana start. Yet it doesn't even feel like they do because you very rarely ever run like a 4 times orc team. Just because there's so little to run for it. Not to mention a few of the viable orcs actually have Empower, like those Empower Skull ones. That you wouldn't even need 50% mana start for because, you know, they already have all that they need. Oh, I already got all my Valhawks. Okay, we're good to go. Alright, let's go farm our orcs. That's the biggest thing bottlenecking the campaign progress this week. Or this 10 weeks, I should say. Similar to last time, we're probably going to finish it in like a week or two. Alright, what are we doing here? Let's go do the orc kills. So, of course, the best place to do that is Groshnok. And you know what? We'll do it on Explore 12. Why not? I don't think there's anything particularly annoying here. Let's do standard Flower Dragon quick kill, though. Maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe this place is pretty skull heavy and enrage heavy. And Flower Dragon is a 0% score reduction. I guess it wouldn't matter if they get enraged, though. So to some degree, maybe it won't matter that much. Because if they get enraged, it doesn't matter what our defensive trait is for skulls. Every single one of these battles should be at least 3 orc kills on average. Orc. Not an orc. Orc. An orc. Alright, those were the double empowers I was talking about. They have Hunter's Mark into Green Skull convert, and attack gain to first ally into Yellow Skull convert. Using them together is actually one of the stronger things orcs have. Because they're both really good Empower Skull options. Oh, I was kind of using that. Yeah, that could become a problem, isn't it? But I almost need to go run from this battle. I might need to go set up our team slightly differently just so Empower Skull doesn't kill us. Because that's actually a factor. We can legitimately die to Empower Skull. Like, we're almost going to lose this. Oh, and it has Skull Dodge? Wow. And it dodged both of them with 20%, 100% rate. Alright, there we go. I might want to move the Flower Dragon slightly. There we go. I'll have Mirage Queen tank. It's 33% reduction if they don't get enraged. The only problem now is it's less likely on turn 1 we get full mana. But it's also far less likely we'll just randomly die. One way to solve that too is to go lower the difficulty. We don't have to be doing this in Explore 12. I just figured we'd do it so we get some token grind in as well. Yeah, that's another issue too. A lot of kingdoms and typings are really missing mana accumulation. They're either missing a really good damage option or missing a really good mana option. And there's a lot of kingdoms and troop type categories that have kind of been forgotten in that regard. That kind of need filling out that they still haven't done yet. There's also some just really lack of synergy across some typings. Either kingdom-wide or typing-wide. Where you might have several good troops within the category, but those several good troops don't really synergize together at all. Oh no, I almost forgot. The faction for this place is not orc related at all. So those can really end up blocking how many orcs you get per battle. Because we only got a double orc battle here. Because all 4 or 5 faction troops from this location are not orc. I almost forgot about that. There's not much we could really do about that though. Hey, it's not Vault Weekend anymore. What's this gnome doing here? Obviously they could always drop, but... Nice to see another one. With a triple celestial. Oh, we even got the runestone one. Oh, wait, that's one of the tarot card things. I thought it was the gate for a second. The one that has like immune to everything. Because there are a couple kingdoms that have that, which make insta-kill troops kind of annoying to run. There's a small handful of them that actually have immune to insta-kill. So I always want to be careful not to run an insta-kill team in those locations. How are we still short on mana? I was wanting to go do this at a lower difficulty so we don't block ourselves on first slot. It's only blocking 8 mana, but that's enough to make sure we don't get a full a lot of times. Because we gotta fill a lot into Flower Dragon. But hey, at least it doesn't die. That would have been a dead Flower Dragon right there. But now it's just a dead Mirage Queen, which means nothing. If anything, it even helps us if it didn't already have full mana. As you're just making it easier to get Flower Dragon to full mana. Yeah, I've been really neglecting the Explore 12 grind. We are so behind on shards, or those little metal thingies. And I'm gonna need it because Blighted Lands is really close. Oh yeah, that reminds me, let's go open some purple deep books and see if we get one. We'll end on an extra code if we end up getting one. I still have a couple of codes on reserve. We'll be saving those for special locations or occasions since we're not getting like 1 billion every single month anymore. However, let me go to PvP real quick. Can we get a purple deed book tonight? Our luck on these have been so horrible lately. Oh, we got it. Alright. I said I would hand one out. There you guys go. Hey, can we get a triple though? Oh! The double? Okay, our luck's about to 180 right now. Come on, the triple. Oh, sad. Scammed. But we got the double. Huge. Very nice. All right, we're one step closer. We're almost at max magic. We are, that's about 2 of them, so 6. So we're about 12 purple deed books short. Unfortunately, we're not getting any from the campaign. But hopefully there'll be something that isn't money related in the near future we can get some purple deed books from. Maybe like a journey event or something. But yeah, we're 12 purple deed books away from max magic. We'll get another +2 magic then. Yep, we're almost there. And then we basically have max stats. We'll still be missing a few here and there, obviously. But max magic is the most important one by far. It's not even close. And we almost have it. After the very, very long time gate that is deed books. Where we've been gated out of it for like years because we don't really spend that much money on it other than like standard campaign pass, which is like the only microtransaction we really go for the most part. Alright, let's go to, I don't know, how are we doing on orc kills? How's our campaign orc kills going? Oh, we have killed like 0. Alright, this is probably going to be one that's going to be kind of annoying. Because you're not naturally going to kill that many orcs over the course of 10 weeks. And I forgot that there's actually a pretty decent handful of non-orcs in this location. Even though it's the highest orc concentration kingdom. It's not actually 100% orc. Mostly because the kingdom is 0 orc, which is the main thing that's getting in the way. The Spire, or Underworld, I mean. The Underworld has 0 orcs in it. Because they're all monster creature thingies. Which are very specifically not orcs. And there's also just a few non-orcs like beasts and stuff in the kingdom. That's mostly the faction that's blocking it. Because all 4 or 5 troops there are non-orcs. And we're seeing almost one faction troop every battle for the most part. I say that as we get none. Though we did get the beast one here. But yeah, 2 purples for 3 deeds is really nice. It's still gonna take forever to get 12 more though. Like that's still hopefully by the end of the year. Depending on our RNG, it is definitely possible to have by the end of the year. Especially now that Guild Wars got buffed. You now get twice as much gold marks whenever your guild wins in PvP. So hopefully we can start getting some wins now that our rank completely tanked from getting like 0 wins last Guild War, or you know, as a guild. So hopefully we'll be able to get some wins this time around now that it's doubled the value. Because that's honestly one of the bigger things that happened in the most recent patch. Every Guild War battle has effectively twice the amount of payout. Assuming your guild wins, of course. You still have to win, otherwise you get nothing. But every win your guild gets is like more than an entire deep book now. With all the extra bonuses and everything. Actually, I think it's slightly less than a deep book, but 2 wins is definitely over a deep book. Because I think the base value is 20 and then all the extra percents go onto it now. Whereas before I think it was like 10 and then you got percented on top of that. So yeah, it's a little over like half a deep book for a single win in Guild War now. And that's across your entire guild, of course. So if you win half the battles on Guild War, you know, 2 out of the 4 Guild Wars, that's over a deep book per Guild War week. And of course even more if you somehow won all 4 of them. I hope people remember to set their defend teams though. We have not had a single Guild Wars in the new format where my entire guild has remembered to set defense. If you guys have an issue with that as well in your guilds, because we have yet to have 27 out of 30 yet end up setting defend teams for the event thingy. Because those last 2 give you so much contribution as well. Like every single one that ends up defending gives you more reward whenever your guild wins. But the final 2 in particular, for some reason, give an absurdly high amount compared to the rest of them. But I think the game plan at this point is to go move up 1 category for orcs. I might even have to do this again at some point during the 10-week period. Because I kind of underestimated how little orcs there probably are in the game to go and kill. Like, you know, naturally through dailies and such. It's not a particularly common typing. Because Groshnok is the only place that's really themed around it. And most other locations have 0 or 1 orc in them. And there's almost none that are particularly meta in most game modes. Other than that one that creates Doom Skulls every single turn, but beyond that, there's not too many. Technically they empower Skull ones too, but you tend to only see that at lower rarity, not at high rarity. Or for really specific game modes. But he's basically just a weaker version of running more of the 2 Doom Skull guy. But way more accessible since it's a really cheap option. Since they're both only epic rarity. The biggest issue with them is they get a really good turn 1 and 2 value. But after they cast, they don't really do much beyond that. Like they start off very strong, but then do almost nothing. Whereas the guy that creates Doom Skulls every single turn, as long as he doesn't get stunned, he's doing his full value every turn. There's troops like this only get really high value right at the start with their Empower. But by like turn 3, they, you know, you would have depleted them all and then you don't really get to cast them again. Like obviously you can, but it's hard to mana accumulate for them. If half your team is just Empower Skull options, so you don't have as much to go and get them up with. Also, I'm so glad I moved Flower Dragon off a first slot. Gosh, this place is vicious with skulls. Like every 10th battle, our first slot just gets deleted. But this is one of those locations that's pretty focused on skulls. Also, normally whenever you're doing battles for Explorer, you want to try to avoid locations that have really annoying Empower options. This is generally one of them. But because it's Orc, we kind of have to do it here. Because those Empower Skulls, or even just Empower Troops in general, are really annoying to do in a game mode like this. But Empower Skull in particular, because your first slot is really in threat of dying. Because of course with skulls, they all get focused on the first slot. So all the stray skulls just end up doing even more damage on top of the skulls they're creating. Because one thing that's nice about cast damage is, let's say it's like targeted cast, it's going to get distributed across your entire team. But skulls will always full focus first slot, making them a lot more dangerous. Yeah, we already did all this earlier. Up 7 more. We can go get our stat. Oh yeah, I didn't bother checking the stats. What did we get this time around? I'm actually surprised they didn't go super high with attack. Given the season. I'm surprised they didn't go for like 12 attack or 15 attack. Because we got 3, 3, 2, and 2 for the distribution. And by that I mean like the base value of how many of the category it's doing. Because of course you always get 10 buffs every time. But it's 3 HP buffs, 3 attack buffs, 2 armor buffs, and 2 magic buffs. It's actually a relatively even spread. It definitely seemed like a season that they would do like a 4 attack buff or something. Alright, we're halfway there. Let's go get the rest of them. Because I want to get at least the first category of orc completed. We're definitely not going to do all of them today because we have 10 weeks. We definitely don't need to finish it on day 1. But I at least want to get the first orc category out of the way. But it does seem like one category that you are going to have to go out of your way for to actually complete during this season. But you got 10 weeks, so plenty of time. Also, you can do this on Explore 1. I'm only doing it on Explore 12 because I want the metal grind. It's a good excuse for us to go metal grind. But you can do it on Explore 1 just with a quick kill team. You don't have to be doing it on a higher level. While the campaign stars have to be at least Explorer 4 difficulty to get them, when it comes to any of the categories for the campaign tasks, like if it says like kill X or, you know, do a special gem or anything like that, you're allowed to do them on Explore 1. Including the kill orc one. It just doesn't count for your 100 weekly stars for the campaign. But it counts for campaign contribution for the objectives. Well, I will be doing all of them on Explore 12, though. For those extra token drops. Which reminds me, we didn't get a Mimic yet tonight. Hopefully we can see at least one. Oh, so no Anu or Nisha as well. Not getting any luck today. Oh, is that one of the campaign objectives thingies that popped up? I should probably go claim it. I believe the contribution automatically bleeds into the next category. Let me just go double check though. But I'm pretty sure that's something they fixed a little while back. Is actually remembers your amount of contribution. So right here you can see it's 192. At one point in the past with a lot of these game modes, it would cap it at 0. Or, you know, it wouldn't remember how much progress you had to the next one. So it would have been 0 out of 100,000 instead of 192 out of 10,000, I mean. But no, it actually does remember, so you don't have to keep doing them immediately every time if you don't want to. Let's go finish them. Like 50 more orc battles. 40, 50. There's basically 10 more sets of Explorer. And I don't mean 10 battles, I mean like 10 entire sets. Until it resets again. And across that we should see about 8 chests as well. Which means we should be seeing a Mimic this stream. Unless we're going over drop rate. We should see at least one Mimic. But you should see one every 10, and obviously we've already seen a couple chests by now. We should see about 8 more. Also, speaking of chests, I'm still really surprised that they haven't reworked Underworld chest loot yet. Especially when they end up doing deep delves. I was really expecting them to kind of rework the loot from that. But it never actually did. Because those chests are really underwhelming, especially if you don't need Chaos Shards anymore. Especially because one of their biggest rewards is Legendary and Mythic Ingots. Back when that was even remotely relevant. At the time, it was nice because it was by far the best way to get Legendary and Mythic Ingots, and still is to this day. But of course, now we have the orbs to offset it. But on top of that, they've just added so many Legendary Mythic Ingots to the game that there was actually a point where Epic Ingots were the most annoying one to get. And I think to some degree, they still kind of are. Like, I'm pretty sure it still takes longer to finish all Epic weapons than it does to finish all Legendary and Mythic weapons. Just because of how many Legendary Mythic Ingots you get from running Underspire. I mean, Underworld, I mean. Also, it still drives me crazy that both of them are so similar, by the way. Underworld and Underspire. Hey, they couldn't have named it something slightly different. The 3K Kingdoms still always trip me up as well. Karkaroth, Kazeel, and Kedar. As Isabel mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. If you guys still have anything else you want me to go over, let me know. Otherwise, our main goal is to get the first set of Orcs objective completed. Because I have a feeling we're naturally going to get very little Orc kills over the next 10 weeks. Whereas every other category is easily going to get done automatically. Hey, our first Anu. So no Nisha, no Mimic yet tonight. Hopefully we see them both. But how many we're doing, we should be able to. Nisha's up in the air, but we should definitely see a Mimic. Unless we go really over drop rate. Because that would have been about 14, 15 chests without seeing one when it's about a 1 in 10. Which isn't like super over drop rate, but you know, still over. Just gotta be careful with that silence guy. Good thing we moved the flower dragon. Because if that thing ever gets full mana, silence is first and last enemy. Which luckily our flower dragon is safe from in its current second location. Oh yeah, there's that one guy I keep mentioning, but I keep forgetting his name. I have Argris. He's the double Doom Skull guy I keep referring to. He's one of the few good orcs in the entire game. One of the few redeeming qualities orcs have these days. There is a legendary dragon that you can get from a faction that does a very similar ability. But he does it for double Doom Skull, which also gives you board clear, which is really nice. And of course you can stack them, so if you do 3 of them, it's 6 Doom Skulls per turn. And you could do that in combination with like Hero or something that does really good skull damage or something similar. I think at this point we need like 3 or 4 more sets or so. Double checking 3 sets and see where we're at. Oh, merchant, anything good? Nope, nothing. Really, that's not full mana. I will check after the one after this set. Because then it's going to be a little bit of downtime before we get another chest. Since we'll be right at the cusp of having basically 0 shards. Still no Mimic. Nice little variety there though. He's right here. We should just get barely enough to get a chest here. And then we're going to be at like 3 remaining. Out of 100. We're just not going to be high enough to roll a chest. Oh, we almost had all 7 coins. We're going to overshoot it here though. Come on, I was gonna say, that better get full mana from that. Also, hopefully we get enough shards here. There's your chance we don't if we really low roll. We have the extra 10% bonus on every kingdom, so we should be able to get it. I believe we get that from getting them all to level 16. It's the whole reason why we got them to 16. And not to only 15 or something. Is you get an extra 10% charge from every location then. Per location that you upgrade. Yep, there we go. Because we actually get 10% more than whatever the number says in the corner there. So if we would have gone 71, we instead would have gone 78. Because if we didn't have that, it actually was possible we rolled low enough that we wouldn't even get a chest here. And nothing in it. Unfortunate. Let's see how the orc kill count going. We are at... oh, we got enough. Nice. Yeah, we got it. Nice. Alright, that's not too bad. We have to do 200, then we have to do 260, and then I guess we have to do like, what, 320 or 350 or something? That's not too bad. Alright, let's go send like a few more, I guess. Obviously, we're not going to do the whole category right now, but I did the main objective I wanted. Let's see, which one are we the most behind on? Oddly enough, extra turns, but it's going to get done automatically. The one we've done the absolute least is doing extra turns in any battle. But we don't really have to go out of our way for that because it's going to be done regardless of what we do. Like, obviously, any battle you do other than, like, Dust Devil Quick Kill, you're going to be getting extra turns from. So no need to really go out of our way for it. Over to 10 weeks, we'll easily hit that and a billion times over. Orc definitely stands as the hardest one. The only reason it's up so much right now is because obviously we're targeting it directly. But it's definitely the hardest of all of them. Well, not necessarily as hard, but you know what I mean. You really got to go out of your way for it, compared to all the other ones that you just passively get over the next 10 weeks. Whereas it's definitely possible you don't kill like almost 1,000 orcs within 10 weeks. Unless you go out of your way for it slightly. Oh, so I like how these are supposed to be like 10-week long objectives. Yet I'm willing to make a bet that 10% of the player base literally finishes at day 1. Like, there are already people that had all these objectives done like 5 hours ago. And just rushed down the entire 10-week objective set in a single day. Because it wouldn't honestly take that long. Like, if you wanted to rush all of the 10-week objectives, I think you can get done in like 5 hours. It's not worth doing that, but you could. It might even be less than 5 hours. Because a lot of them you get done simultaneously together. Like, you can do extra turn and power gems at the same time. By doing like the star spam or something similar. Or even just curse runes off of Pharaoh. Because those count as extra turns for all the browns that you're getting, but they also count as power gems because they're curse gems. So you just keep spamming Pharaoh, Caphru over and over and over again. And that would count for both extra turn spam and for power gem spam. And for casting spell, because each time you're casting a spell as well. So it's counting for like 3 different categories at once. Just by spamming Caphru into himself over and over again. And obviously you don't need Caphru. He's a really nice option for it, but there's plenty of low rarity options. So you gotta find something that creates a lot of a single power gem. And then just spam it. Caphru just happens to work really well because he also gets the starting mana to explode. And if you're building a team entirely around him, you can also 50% mana start him with the undead 50%. That one red-blue troop from Golvania. He's 50% mana start to all undead, which of course he's undead. And on top of the 4 explodes he does with 2 of them on the team, that's pretty much guaranteed to be full mana turn 1. And you just keep spamming him from turn 1 into himself. And if one fails, then you have a backup one behind it. I guess like 3 to 4 objectives done in probably under an hour. I think this will be the final chest we go for now. See if we get anything good. Oh, so if we don't get one here, no Mimic tonight, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure we've seen enough chests to be on drop rate for one. Our Mimic luck has been awful lately, though. Okay, we got another Anu at least. Nice, nice. Even an upgrade. Full metal out of it. Nice. There we go. And another campaign task seems to be done somewhere, so we're just blinking for no reason. Oh, it's blinking because we got extra stats. Nice. Which one is it? It doesn't actually say. We got, oh, nice. Oh, wow. Well, we actually get magic? Oh, that's huge. We actually got magic immediately. Wow, you get the magic surprisingly early in this season. You get it on week 1 and week 6. You get the extra magic. That's actually not bad. Even though we only cap out at +4, we get them really, really early. The first 2 magic on literally the first week, and then the other 2 on the 6th week and 5 weeks from now. There's also when the Halloween event is starting. But that's not bad. Even though it's only 4 magic, we get it really early in the season. But the first 2 literally immediately. Oh, we get to use that for Guild War then. But yeah, we'll cover a video either tomorrow or on Wednesday going over red Guild War defend teams. And by that, I mean this layout. Though we'll go over general strategy as well. So regardless what color you're defending for, I'll still be going over like strategy for it and everything. Probably not buying the $5 thing. We'll see. He's going for Viper, which is pretty bad. But is this red defend? Yeah. But this is the one we'll do the video for. Let me take a screenshot of it now before I forget. Alright, screenshot that. That'll be somewhere on the thumbnail. Alright, let me go change it because we're not obviously... Actually, what is this? Taurus, kind of meh. Orc, meh. Mech, not bad. Damon, Rashka. Yeah, this layout's so bad. Like, your final defend gets to be somewhat decent, but everything else is so bad. Alright, bring back the green. Get me out of here. Where's green? Green and blue is still the best two overall. But we will be covering it for red. Since it is Red Guild War, only kind of makes sense to cover double red. Double dip it. And of course, we'll still go over the offensive red teams too in that video. But anyways, guys, we'll call it there for now. We'll be back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. Also, hello, Bill. Welcome. Goodbye, Bill. With the billion lows. But yeah, we'll be back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday running Guild War. We got Red Guild War this week. We'll have a video going up either tomorrow or Wednesday going over defend teams. And don't forget to go set your defend teams on either of those 2 days as well. And yeah, and then we'll be for every single night doing Guild War then. And it is by far the strongest cattle warrior we have. Red Guild War has a lot of fun stuff we can end up running. Has access to Tesla, has access to a lot of really good empowers, has access to, of course, Flower Dragon Wand, a bunch of empowers for 50% mana start for a lot of useful things. As you can 50% mana start Elementalist class, as well as Flower Dragon at the same time, which is really solid. Basically building a pure elemental team. Cattle isn't, but you do have Drowned Sailor. If you wanted to go pure elemental, you could do Drowned Sailor into it. Main reason I went with Cattle was for Yellowstorm. But if you want the extra magic, Drowned Sailor gives you, I think, like 6 magic from your elemental pet. So that is another option too if you want even more damage for your Flower Dragon. Let's say you needed just like slightly more to get into kill range. That's definitely worth considering. Is replacing this out for Drowned Sailor. You have to get rid of your Yellowstorm, or but hopefully the enemy will have a storm. And it's worth it for the extra magic then, if it will get you into a better kill range. I also want to double check what that is with your Flower Dragon, because he has a really weird boost ratio. It's like 3.5 or whatever it is. Because he's not only gaining, you know, if he gets 6 magic, he's not gaining 6 damage. He's gaining way more than 6 damage. He's gaining almost like 20 damage from 6 magic. So you kind of have to double check to see if it's actually kill range or not with that extra magic from Drowned Sailor. What was the pet code? We already handed out earlier. I think it got buried at this point. It was right over here. It was whatever the first code we handed out. This one. That one right there was the pet code. Right in chat over there, those two. Well, the same one, obviously. I'm pretty sure it's already been used up by now. Let's see, did anyone claim it for us? No. Yeah, does anyone know what the pet even was? I don't even know. Because no one claimed it for us. So I'm actually not even sure what the pet code even was. But it's one of the old Talk Like a Pirate Day pets. Is there a way to search for them specifically? No, I don't think you can. But it's one of the old Pirate Day pets. I don't think you can type in Pirate Day and bring them up. Because for whatever reason, it doesn't search. Yeah, it doesn't search for them. So there's no way to bring them all up in a menu. But it's one the old one. It was Hook something. Oh, wait, was that the guy who we were just at? Puppy Pirate? Well, technically he's not a Hook something, is he? But yeah, it was one of the old Talk Like a Pirate Day pets. And don't forget, this Wednesday, to go get the in-game version, 2025 Pirate Day pet. Little skeleton with the little ghost parrot bird thingy is this Wednesday. Yeah, this Friday's the actual holiday of it. The in-game one is on Wednesday. The one we handed out was today. But the actual holiday thing is on Friday. But yeah, don't forget to go pick that up on Wednesday, right before Guild War Day. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a wonderful week. We'll be back on Thursday to go run the entirety of Guild War. We'll have a video going up sometime between now and then, going over Guild War Defend team strategy for Red Guild War Defend, as well as still mentioning the offensive team in that regard. And I have all the copy paste for everything. Anyways, guys, enjoy your week. Best of luck with Guild Wars, and I'll see you guys then. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching. Break out the eye patch? Actually, I think the old eye patch ended up breaking. I need to double check to see if I have a functioning one. We do have some new hats thanks to Isabel from a couple years ago, though. So I'll go figure out where those are. But as far as the eye patch, I'm pretty sure my eye patch broke. I'll see if I have a functional one, though. Or we'll make a makeshift one out of something. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later.